Hello, it's Dr. Hope with Mercy Grace Medical Aesthetics, and you are welcome to today's episode of our Why Wednesdays. Thank you for joining us. Today we are going to be talking about dietary sodium. So what is sodium? So sodium is a major component of our food supply. Table salt, or otherwise known as sodium chloride, makes up about 90%, 90, of our dietary sodium. Now in the US, most adults consume an average of about 3,600 milligrams of sodium per day. The recommendation from the US Dietary Association is actually 2,500 milligrams of sodium per day. But the recommendation from the American Heart Association is 1,500 milligrams of sodium per day. So it appears that we might be consuming a little bit more sodium than we should. So how does dietary sodium affect us? As in, Dr. Ho, why are you bothered by how much sodium I'm eating now? Okay, so excess sodium intake, which is the issue, plays a predominant role in the development of high blood pressure and hypertension. Certain diseases like kidney disease and heart failure, heart disease, strokes are associated with a significant amount of morbidity, which is illness and or death. And dietary sodium intake is actually one of the causative factors of blood pressure that we can actually modify. So on the average, limiting sodium intake can be associated with reduced blood pressure. So why is this important for you? Well, the important thing to note is that limiting sodium intake can actually enhance your response to certain anti-hypertensive medications. So if you're taking blood pressure medications and it seems like your blood pressure isn't going down, one of the things you want to look into that's within your power to change as much as you can is cutting back on your dietary sodium intake. The other thing is that limiting your sodium intake reduces the amount of fluid in your body, and so your heart doesn't have to work as hard, and it also reduces the swelling in your legs and in your abdomen. So how do you limit your sodium intake, you might ask? Well, here's a few quick tips. So as much as is within your power to do so, you want to limit your intake of processed foods. That means anything that's in a can or a jar or boxed or bottled up, because usually, typically, unless they are actually identified as low sodium on the label, they usually would have a lot of sodium in them. So you want to limit that as much as you can. You want to buy fresh instead of processed. If it's meats, for example, buy fresh meats as much as you can instead of the deli meat. Also, you want to cut back on how much you eat out as much as you can, as much as is within your power to do so, and as well as cut out on ordering takeout as much as you can. So these are just a few tips to get you aware of your dietary intake of sodium. Until next time, remember, you matter. So I will see you at the next Why Wednesdays. Thank you for watching, and click the link. It will take you to the blog if you want to read up about this as well. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.
Storybox Audio.